Showleh Tolbert is a master coach and trainer for neurolinguistic programming. She's an instructor of hypnotherapy, and she's an expert in timeline therapy. She had such a profound and positive experience with these programs that she wanted to take it upon herself and share these with other people. Showleh, thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
We're so excited. I have so many questions for you.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Let's get into it. So I wanted to learn, how do you begin to understand how to tap into someone's timeline?
Well, timeline, you mean timeline therapy, or how to tap into their timeline?
I guess
because
both.
I don't tap into their timeline. They tap into their own timeline.
Okay, how do you guide them to that?
So it's a process. It's a process of active imagination that they go into consciously. Through that, we walk them through to go through their unconscious mind. Consciously, you're going in there, you're bringing up the memories of what was the root cause of whatever the problem is, whether it's a limiting belief, whether it's a past trauma, whether it's anger, any negative emotions. But we go in there consciously, and through the process of active imagination, we find the root cause and look at the timeline from where it started up to now, and break the chain of the memories of the past events and replace them with resources, positive resources for the person.
What do those positive resources look like?
Well, let me give you an example, so might make it better. Let's say that somebody has PTSD, right? And they've been through a lot of traumas. The positive out of that is that they are strong, right? They are trustworthy because their team members trusted them to be there to help them.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's a positive resource for the person, right? Not for the others, just for the person. Those resources, we install them in the unconscious mind.
Oh.
So replacing, what actually timeline therapy is doing is taking away the negative charge of any past traumas or limiting beliefs and replacing them with positive. That's what we mean with positive resources.
Absolutely.
So when you look at the trauma, you're flat about it. There is no charge to it that, oh my God, this happened to me or that happened to me. You look at it and you say, I learned these positive things from it.
Yes, and then you build from there and look forward.
And we future pace it so that something in the future happens, you have those resources for your future.
Absolutely. So it helps build resilience, which I can imagine is very helpful for people.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Very nice. So when it comes to a skill like hypnosis, I've often heard of hypnosis as a means for entertainment, or to kind of manipulate people in old-timey movies when they're saying, I'm going to hypnotize this person into letting me into a bank vault. Is it like that? Or I imagine probably not.
You're talking about a stage show hypnosis. There is a stage show hypnosis, and that's for that, right? But no, hypnosis actually is a tool that medical doctors use to do pain management.
Really?
Yes, to do stress reduction, to deal with depression, to boost confidence, to recall memories, to repressed memories, to bring up the repressed memories. So there are so many uses to hypnosis. And it's not a stage show. I know that Hollywood has not done justice for hypnosis. However, it's not manipulative. You actually are more aware of what is going on around you when you're in a trance.
Really?
Yes. So anything that, because you're in total relaxation. When you relax, you hear everything. Your senses are heightened. You're more aware of everything that's going on around you.
Would you say you're more embodied?
Absolutely. And any kind of a suggestion that is being given to you, if it is not according to your values, if it is not according to your beliefs, your unconscious mind rejects it.
Okay.
You may have seen a hypnosis session that all of a sudden the person opens their eyes. That means because you're talking directly to the unconscious mind through hypnosis.
Okay.
So the unconscious mind did not accept the suggestion that was given to it. So the person opens up their eyes.
And then
they're out of hypnosis.
their true self rejected it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's fascinating. What's it like being that person who's guiding somebody through that? Does it take a lot of years and years of practice to get to that?
There are techniques that you learn. Of course, with practice, you get better and better. With anything. With practice, you get better and better. But one of the interesting things about hypnosis is that if the hypnotherapist does not go into trance themselves, they cannot hypnotize.
Really?
So
it's both parties?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I never realized.
Yes. So if a hypnosis is not taking place, that means the hypnotherapist is not in trance themselves yet.
Oh my goodness. That's fascinating. There's so many intricate parts to this.
There is. It's really a fascinating field to learn.
Absolutely, hypnotism. So what kind of qualities would make somebody a good candidate to learn skills like neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotism, timeline therapy?
Number one, having an open mind. Having ethical values.
Ethical values.
Yes, because there are a lot of people out there that say, oh, NLP can be very manipulative. Yes, it's the intention behind it that can make it very manipulative. But if your intention is good, it does a lot of good.
And what is that
Yes,
intention behind it being manipulative? Like,
well,
what's an
let's say,
example of that?
let's just use a hammer example.
Okay.
Yeah, a hammer, you can put a picture on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can hit somebody with it.
Yeah, that would hurt.
So it's the intention behind it.
Absolutely. So it's a tool and it's up to the person.
Up to the person. So when we do trainings, we actually interview every student to know the intention.
Really?
Why do they want to learn NLP? Because yes, it can be very manipulative. There are some people out there that they want to learn the language because you can manipulate through language. And so in order to pick up girls or boys, we don't teach that.
Oh my gosh. So it's a very, very powerful
It is very powerful
skill that should only be taught to people with the
That's
right
right.
intentions.
Right intentions, people that want to help. Yeah. So you're passionate about helping others. That's when you go to learn NLP. Curiosity. Curiosity is really important when it comes to learning these techniques. So why is what's happening? Why am I processing the information this way, or why somebody else is behaving this way? Yeah. So curiosity is very important. Those are qualities that you want to have, and if you don't have it, we develop it for you.
Really?
Yes.
That's a developable skill?
Yes, of course.
Oh my,
Being
that's
passionate,
good.
yes.
Because then if you have the
there are
passion.
certain concepts that we ask you to adopt, and that brings out that curiosity in you. That brings that intention of helping others in you, because everybody has good in them. I truly believe that. So, yes, you can learn them.
So anybody can learn?
Yes, anybody can learn anything. If you believe that you cannot learn something, that's a limiting decision. That's a limiting belief. And we get rid of it with timeline therapy.
So let's say there's a 50-year-old and they have achieved a certain level of professional success and they're doing great, but they've just hit a wall. And then with this, you're realizing that, from the ages of 0 to 7, you had a lot of negative influence on you. If all of that is just what happened, is there a way to go back and kind of rectify that situation, or is that just who that person is now?
Timeline therapy is your answer.
Timeline therapy.
Yes.
And how will this help them?
Timeline therapy gets rid of the past traumas, past negative emotions, limiting beliefs, limiting decisions, integrating conscious and unconscious mind for success. So anything that is from your past, any issues from your past that is holding you back can be helped and let go of with timeline therapy.
Wow.
Yes.
So anything can be let go of.
Yes.
There are so many things that I feel so many people have had such issues, especially growing up throughout the decades. I know each decade kind of has its own level of trauma that they say, my parents didn't even care where I was until the streetlights came back on, or various things like that. Not that it is necessarily a trauma, But there's just various things that go into this. But with timeline therapy, you're able to take this and then move forward. And
Absolutely. See, it's not just timeline therapy. I mean, with NLP, we do a lot of reframing, changing their perspectives, right? With timeline therapy, we let go of those charges, those negative charges that they have, right? And with hypnosis, we go back in there and put back those positive reinforcements back into their mind.
well, we could all use more positivity.
And so, yeah, so it's not just one technique that we use many, many techniques to help the client transform themselves into what they want.
That's fantastic. So I guess if timeline therapy kind of helps that younger version of yourself to move on and become this stronger, more fortified version that's able to be a better leader, better with people, what would you say NLP kind of helps you become?
Oh, NLP has a lot of different techniques that help you. You want to change a behavior, you will use NLP. When I said reframing a client so that they see a different perspective, right? That's NLP. Establishing rapport, yeah, at a deep level with anyone, or even breaking rapport with anyone if it's not healthy for you. Those are NLP techniques. Hypnotic language, using language to influence. That is NLP. Knowing and recognizing how to talk to someone based on the way they stand, the way they look, yeah, the way they move their eyes, the way that their skin shines or doesn't shine.
Those
right?
small,
Those sensory
non-verbal.
acuity, yeah, it brings it to your awareness, yeah. So those are all techniques that you learn in NLP to pay attention to what to pay attention to, how to model. Let's say that you see excellence, you see someone that is really inspiring. What goes through their mind that they became like that? You can elicit that strategy from their mind through conversations and install it in you. That's NLP.
So it's a lot of, I guess, to distill it, communication.
Yes.
It's a lot of strengthening communication, verbal and nonverbal, with yourself and with others, just across the board.
Yeah. How you talk to yourself, how you talk to others, how do you label things, yeah? What is the best way to label something, yeah? How do you focus? All of those are NLP. So when we keep saying timeline therapy is a technique that is a combination of NLP and hypnosis.
Really?
If you have not learned NLP, you cannot learn timeline therapy. We don't train anyone.
So they're building blocks.
Yes. Like, let's say that you come in and say, hey, Showleh, I just want to learn timeline therapy. I'm going to say, sorry.
No can do.
You no can do. The prerequisite is NLP. First of all, you got to understand how you think. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
What goes on in your mind?
I don't think I understand how I think personally. I don't think a lot of people probably do.
No. So you learn NLP first to understand, and then when you come to timeline therapy, it's a combination. It's the process, it's very specific. We give you actually scripts, and we ask you not to deviate from those scripts because they are written for a purpose, to talk directly to your unconscious mind so that you can let go of whatever that's holding you back.
Well, that's fantastic. I think that would be really beneficial.
It is.
So NLP has gotten a reputation for giving people the ability to read minds. Would you say this is true? Obviously not giving people like the true ability to read into somebody's mind, but what would you say that comes from?
Of course.
Of course. Mind reading. Oh my gosh. All right, listen up, everybody.
Well, it is not mind reading. Okay, let me use an example. Through the words that you use, yeah, through the way you move your eyes, through the way you breathe, you sit, I can estimate what type of a person you are.
Can you do that for me right now? Have you been doing that the whole time? Oh my goodness.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you remember your house from childhood?
Yes.
You do? Oh, wonderful. Do you remember your room?
Yeah.
Okay. You just made a picture in your mind. Right? So when I want to talk to you, okay, I am going to use words that will show you how to picture, to create a mental picture of whatever that you are doing.
Okay.
That's the power of it. So when I am doing that, when I tell you that, imagine, okay, taking the NLP training, right, and being able to be confident 100% of the time with a smile on your face. I don't care what they come and they give you, yeah? Picture yourself that you know it, you got it, right? I know as I am talking, you're making that picture in your mind because your eyes keep going there and there. For me.
Yeah, they were.
You're constructing it. Oh yeah, I'm imagining. Yeah, I can see
thinking about it.
So that's the power of NLP. So when they say read mind, it's not reading mind. It's being aware of the clues that are in front of you.
So it's
And
not
yes.
you being able to see me picturing my childhood bedroom. It's you
No,
being
absolutely.
able to tell
I'm not psychic.
that in that moment I am picturing my childhood bedroom.
No, I'm not psychic. No, it doesn't give you the ability to be psychic.
Okay.
No.
That's another class.
Yeah. But there are techniques that you learn so that when you are talking to someone, I can adjust my communication style to yours so that, number one, we feel closer to each other.
Yeah, I was
we
going to
have
say
a
that
deeper
must make
conversation.
people like you more.
Yes. We have a deeper conversation. We have a deeper relationship. Yeah? And you can see what I see.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
Yes.
Absolutely. Do you do this with business partners? Do you do, or is it an individual type of therapy?
What do you mean by that?
Would you help business partners do this kind of therapy so they can get along better,
Oh,
manage
absolutely.
a business better?
Teaching them in their own style. Teaching them that, okay, this is the style that, well, let me use my husband. My husband was my partner in my business, right? He's a very kinesthetic person, right? I am, on the other hand, very visual and auditory, right? So when we were talking to each other, we were clashing because I was saying, do you understand this? He was saying, I don't feel it. But there is no feeling here. This is business. What are you talking about?
You don't feel this?
Yeah. But honey, I don't feel it. What are you supposed to feel? It's not feeling, it's understanding this. So when you learn, okay, that, oh, okay, this is the way I talk, but that's not the way how he processes the information in his brain.
Yes.
So when I want to talk to him, yeah, I would touch and say, honey, how do you feel about us doing something like this?
I feel it.
There you go.
Well,
So
that's
business
fantastic.
people, absolutely business people, always they have clashes, the conflicts that comes in. It's because of a communication style. So when you know how I communicate and I know how you communicate, we blend that. So I change to talk to your way and you change to talk to my way.
So
And
that
it
we
becomes
can go
automatic. Yeah.
each other's way.
Yeah. And as you practice it, it becomes automatic. It's not like, oh, I'm talking to this person and now I got to talk this way.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking to this person. I got to talk this way. It becomes natural. It becomes a part of you. It becomes unconscious. You automatically do it.
And then you're probably able to pick up on what different people's methods are, and then
Yes,
you can
that's
adjust
it.
accordingly. And you don't even need to go through this training with them because you can just
No.
do it all the time. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. I've learned
My pleasure.
so much about business and how to interact with people even better. I think this has been so
Thank
helpful.
you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.